Welcome to Nasdaq Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq. Joining us for this segment, we have Rishi Khanna. He is the CEO of Stocktwits, the original social platform for all things trading and finance. Rishi, it is great to have you with us. Welcome to Trade Talks.
Thank you, Jill.
And I'm kind of fangirling here because I've been part of this Stocktwits community for so long, and it really has been the place to go for so many traders, whether it's crypto, stocks, anything in finance. What is new over at Stocktwits?
Well, we have a lot of new stuff going on this year. So one of the biggest things is we've actually introduced trading itself. So now, today on Stocktwits, you can actually go on and buy and sell crypto, buy and sell, U.S. equities, and over time we'll add options and other asset classes as well. So, and a big part of that is connecting the dots for our users, because if they're there to have the conversation, if they're there to learn and connect with their communities, hey, let's close the loop and let them execute as well. So that's one of the big things we've added this year.
It's interesting that you bring community up, because you really have been the axe when it comes to building tangible communities for retail investors, and it's very sticky.
Yeah.
What has been the success for you there?
I think it's two major aspects. One is we really enable you to find your tribe, right? The discoverability. There's all different kinds of investors. There's all different kinds of traders. So one, we allow you to find the people that you connect most with, whether you're a momentum trader on one end or whether you're a fundamental investor on the other end. So being able to follow the people and then follow the tickers that you're interested in. And that's the other thing, the way we organize information, right? We pioneered the cash tag, and we organize the information around that. And so, if you are an investor that's really focused on whether it's, the Teslas of the world or the meme stocks of the world, or, this morning Twilio and their announcements, and that started trending. So the way that we enable discoverability, I think over the years has really allowed us to stay relevant and grow and continue to be highly engaged and really sticky.
It's interesting. Many people on Stocktwits, there's a generation of traders where they have not experienced prolonged volatility. Really, they've been trading throughout an entire bull market, and in your notes, you're talking about building your investing identity.
Yeah.
Tell us about that process, and what are you noticing? What are some of the trends that you're seeing as traders are learning how to work through this kind of market?
Yeah, and so I think, when we think about the investing identity and giving you the tools, it is about that investing life cycle and how you identify with that. Again, style, risk, these are all individual things that you need to be able to identify. And then as you go from ideation to research to execution to management of your portfolio, how do we enable you to connect, with the community, and how do we give you the tools to do that? So that's a big area that we're looking to expand in, is giving you the tools and the data. We've given you now the trading elements as well to help you formulate and convey your investing identity to the community that you want to share it with, right? And so that's kind of how we're going about it. And what we're seeing is people really do want to understand better. They want to learn, right? I mean, obviously, things were what I'll call somewhat easy over the last couple of years. With
right.
COVID, everything was up and to the right, and now we're in a real market with real volatility, and we give users the ability to connect with others to learn from each other, or share techniques, share styles. Even this morning I was just learning. I was reading one of the streams of one of our members where they were sharing how they use stop losses, how they don't use stop losses, what different triggers they think about, and they're long-term investors, but they still understand from a trading perspective, hey, you want to manage your risk and your exposure. So that kind of learning is something very unique to us, and what we're trying to further enhance and grow for our users.
And I'm glad you brought that up, because you hear these are very unusual markets. This is not normal, this volatility that we're seeing, but that's really not the case. The anomaly really was over the past 10 years, to your point,
Yeah.
up and to the right.
Yeah.
Right. Markets are supposed to go up and down, and there are things called economic cycles where
Yeah.
recessions and troughs do happen. So I think it's great that these communities, especially the folks that have a little bit more longer-term investing experience under their belt, can in real time teach younger people, because you don't want the average retail investor to be afraid to come into the market and think longer term. That's why they're called averages. The last 2 years was an anomaly.
Yeah, and I strongly believe that investing, all asset classes, is an apprenticeship game, is a mentorship game. And so how do you find those mentors? And it's not necessarily your friends, right? Because your friends might have different risk profiles and different interests and different, trading styles and stuff. So you got to, you can find it in the broader community in a place like Stocktwits. So apprenticeship is really important to get that knowledge and get that learning, and not necessarily on a one-on-one basis, but definitely with your community and tribe. And then, the other aspect is you got to be in the markets, right? Like the last thing you want people to do is this year is to come out of the markets and get scared. This is the time that you want to have them learn about it, because that's how you can have the opportunity to build real wealth. And where we have a lot of challenges around income inequality and all the things with inflation and stuff too. And so how do we give people the opportunity to build wealth? You got to educate them on investing.
Right, it's the only way you're going to knock out that wealth gap.
Yeah.
Let's pull back the curtain a bit. Twitter clearly is your distribution channel, your platform of choice. Why has that been successful for Stocktwits?
Well, no, Twitter is where we started. We are actually not on Twitter anymore, right? So, I mean, long ago, we have our own platform. But I think what we learned from Twitter is the short form organization of information, right? The liquid conversations is how I relate to the market. Stocktwits is the one place where you can come and get the most liquid conversations on any ticker, or most of the tickers, right? So whether it's, again, the meme stocks on one side, whether it's, earnings releases and earnings reports and people dissecting and talking about that, Stocktwits is the place that we've organized it, inspired by Twitter 14 years ago, but very much now our own platform, wholly, kind of run by us.
Yeah, and I think the correlation to that, and I'm sorry if I worded that wrong, was you can go to Stocktwits because it's specific to what you're looking for. Yeah. It's not like you're going to have recipes and celebrity kind of stuff on there. It's specific to the verticals that you want to follow.
And I think that's really important, right? Like, so how do you, help people focus? And then you can also give context around the conversation, right? We can provide you with the data related to that company, the news headlines related to that company. And again, when you're talking about tickers, or you're talking about, crypto and coins and tokens, or you're talking about even other asset classes, other markets we've launched in India, and we'll launch in other countries as well. Being able to give the richer context, because the markets are more than just the ticker and the price. The context is what we can provide as focusing on just the markets as opposed to just being a generalist platform.
All right, Rishi, we appreciate the insight. Thanks for joining us on Trade Talks, and thanks for joining me. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq.